Hello everyone and welcome to From Picture to Pixel with jblader. Get your asymmetrical building hat on. This architectural dream is a 4-bed, 3-bath house located in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Built in 1894, this Queen Anne Victorian style mansion is known as the James A. Hadley House. It's actually currently for sale for over $670,000 US. This build features granite that was sourced directly on the site, a wraparound porch, and beautiful stained glass. Of course, it has the iconic Victorian tower and beautiful gables. To get started, I'm going to be using stone brick and chiseled stone blocks to lay an outline in the ground. This is probably one of the more crucial parts of the build. You need to get this outline as close as possible to mine in order to replicate the asymmetry. Of course, if you're a few blocks off, you're just going to have to improvise. And then once you get this shape in the ground, we're going to be placing end stone brick all the way around this outline. Once you get the first layer done, I'm going to be going around and placing in some places for windows to go. I'm going to mark all the places on the bottom of the windows with this quartz pillar. This will also help frame the windows in. Once all of these are in place, we're going to be taking out our gray stained glass and the end stone brick, and we're going to be raising these up a few layers. The glass windows and glass panes are going to be 3 tall above the quartz, and then you're just going to fill in everything else with the end stone brick. If your windows aren't exactly in the same place as mine, that's okay, don't freak out, there's definitely room to improvise with this. Once that's done, we're going to go around and place 3 high cherry wood planks. This soft pink color is very, very nice, this kind of pastel pink, and we're going to be using this for the upper portion of the house. So 3 tall white cherry planks, and we're also going to be using white terracotta, which has a pink color as well. Then we're going to be using quartz stairs and quartz pillars to mimic the windows on the lower level onto this level. This will be on the 4th block up. When there's straight areas, you're going to be using the quartz stairs, and on the corner blocks, you're going to be using the pillars. Again, this is going to help frame the windows. Once that's in place, again, we're going to be using gray stained glass and panes to raise this up, except this time it is going to be 4 blocks instead of 3. Then we're going to be using the white terracotta and the cherry wood planks to raise this back up and fill in all the other areas. I like having a concentration of white terracotta closer to the top of the build, but really you can do this at random, alternate blocks, or just pick one if you're not a fan of the other. Once all those walls are in place, once again, we're going to go back around and add a quartz pillar above all the windows. This is going to act as a lintel. Next up, I'm going to be using some oak planks here merely as a filler block, so feel free to use whatever you'd like. We're going to be using quartz stairs to frame the entire outline of the house. I find using a filler block or a temporary block that is basically not going to be seen can make placing these stairs go a lot faster. At first, we're just going to trace the shape of the house. We're going to be changing this in a few minutes, so don't get too attached. Next up, we're going to do the iconic tower that is in the center here of the house. We're going to build up with the white terracotta and place a few quartz pillars for the windows to go. Again, these are going to be 4 tall, or there's going to be 4 glass above them. This tower is going to be circular in structure with 4 and then 1 offset and then 4 on the other side. This will eventually just be a cylindrical tower. On top of the lintel, we're going to be placing the stripped cherry logs. These are a little bit darker. Now let's go back and start placing in some of the roofing. For the roofing material, I'm going to be using stone stairs. This front part here is going to be asymmetrical, but it is going to be kind of an A-frame gable. This underling part here with the court stairs is called a dentil. So all of the dentils on the house are going to be in quartz. The running trim and brackets for around the house are also going to be in quartz. I think these accents really help bring the whole house together and help with the light kind of pink pastel color palette. Once that's in place, I'm going to be using oak as a filler block and the stone stairs are going to go in. Let's head on over to this eastern side and we will continue working with the roof. Very similarly to the other one, this gable is going to be an A-frame. So once you get the main pieces in front, you can go ahead and follow these all the way up. For the frieze in the back of the gable, I'm using the cherry stripped logs and add a window in here with some quartz stairs. This northeastern side is going to be exactly the same as the one next to it, so I'm going to speed this up a bit. Once those gables are in place, it's time to work on more of the roof. Again, using oak planks as a temporary and supporting block here. Then the stone stairs go in. Builds like these, the Victorian style homes, are asymmetrical in nature, so if things aren't looking right, or if you've got off by a block, do not worry, do not fear, keep on going and keep adding detail and it'll come together. Now we're going to make the tower cylindrical here, have the brackets facing up with the quartz stairs, and then add this very pointy roof. By using stone and stone stairs, we're going to angle this roof up to kind of a witch's hat shape. This cone style roof is iconic of the Queen Anne's Victorian style. Up on top, we're going to have a peak ornament made out of iron bars. I'm just extending the supporting blocks here of the oak planks so that we can get ready to place more roof when the time comes. Let's add a quick chimney. This can really go anywhere, but I'm adding it right in the middle of these two dormers here. I'm going with regular kind of clay bricks and some anvils on top. You can style this chimney however you'd like though, but I do recommend making it as tall or close to the height of the tower. Now to the gable around back, we're going to do a very similar thing and make the stone roof kind of hip around to the side of this A-frame. Quartz stairs, again, are going to be used to kind of frame this gable in, and we're going to connect all of the sides with the stone stairs. Again, the frieze is going to be built out of, or the back of the gable frieze is going to be built out of the stripped logs, and this roof here is not that complicated, just going to be connecting all of the stone stairs. This is one of the trickier parts. We're going to build a part now that is often called a dormer, and we're going to be using the stone stairs to do this. Coming from one block outside of the chimney and connecting near the cylindrical tower, we're going to be adding a little accent roof here, using the quartz stairs and the stone stairs. This is going to act as its own gable, so let's get the stripped cherry wood out and build a back for that. You can see here that I've aligned it perfectly with the chimney. Once that's in place, we're going to continue the roof up from the north side of the house so that it forms an A-frame with the south side. Hopefully you're seeing that there are a lot of repeating shapes and themes going on throughout this. I'm going to place a little pointy window in here and finish the roof off with oak planks and then of course the stone stairs. And with that, all of the roof is done. It may be kind of intimidating, so don't hesitate to pause the video or make it up as you go along. These types of builds thrive from a lack of symmetry and uniqueness. Now around front for the wrap around porch, I'm going to be using spruce slabs here, but you can use really any wood of choice. To get started, we're going to be placing spruce slabs 4 blocks out from all sides. Then, on all the corners where there are angles, go ahead and add 1 more so that it acts as if it is 5 out. Then, grab your quartz stairs, and we're simply going to be wrapping around all of the spruce slabs you just placed with the quartz stairs. Next up, we're going to be placing some pillars of the porch. With this, we're going to be using the quartz pillars and diorite walls. They're going to go on the corners and on the insides of turns. In these flat, straight areas, they're going to be 5 apart. But again, this does not need to be symmetrical or perfect in any way. In fact, some of these are 3 apart, some of them are simply 1 apart. These houses had so many additions throughout their lives that the porches sometimes are kind of a mishmash of different angles, lengths, and pieces. Once you get all the placement for the pillars in, we're going to use the diorite walls, raise it up 4 high. After that, I'm going to use anvils. Anvils act as a spindle, and it's kind of a way to frame in the front of the porch. I'm going to cover the anvils with some iron trapdoors, but if you don't have an iron farm, I recommend using quartz slabs. After that, let's go ahead and add in some smooth quartz blocks on top of all of the stairs that you just placed. Next up, we're going to add brackets to this by placing upside down stairs next to all the pillars. It doesn't need to be exactly like mine because again, this thrives on uniqueness. Finally, for a running trim around the porch, we're going to be going around the outside once again with the quartz stairs. We're almost done with the main build. Good job hanging in there, let's get it done. Next up, we're going to do the roof of the wraparound porch. For this, we're going to be using stone and stone slabs. If you go 1 block under the bottom of the windows and add your stone blocks all the way around and then simply walk down the roof with stone slabs. You'll see in some areas we're going to need to graduate the angle a little bit different so that maybe there is 2 blocks of slabs before it reaches up. I think that the uniqueness of this shape and style of roof is really nice and makes the build really come together. It's easy in Minecraft to want to build everything perfectly. We're working on a perfect grid, and sometimes we just need to break out of that, embrace the asymmetry, embrace the uniqueness, and the imperfections. Once we wrapped around the roof all the way around, the front of the house is all done. The outside is almost done, we just need a little bit of landscaping and a little bit of detail. I placed in some coarse dirt and rooted dirt and landscape features around the sides of the house. Added some details to the main building itself with some cherry wood trapdoors. Then it was time to do a little bit more landscaping around with custom trees. My moss stripes that I'm a huge fan of. Around back we also added a small patio using some brick. This features a grill, some sitting lounging areas, and a fire pit. And back to doing a little bit more landscaping with a giant oak tree. This thing might be as old as the house itself. I think having a variety of sizes and trees really helps make this place feel alive. Here is the finished build. The Hadley House in Mount Airy, North Carolina. On almost a full acre, made of beautiful cherry wood with a patio in the back and maintained grounds. Thank each and every one of you for tuning in to this tutorial and this episode. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I do stuff like this here on the channel all the time. Until next time guys, thanks for watching.